Morning, everyone. This is Prabhakar from CytoSolve. Welcome to the 10th CytoSolve Symposium. Today, we'll be focusing on men's health, and we should be starting in just a few minutes as still a lot of people are joining in.
Yeah, Prabhakar, I would let people join, and maybe at 10 after you can start, with the slides, the PowerPoint, the initial stuff that we discuss.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the CytoSolve Symposium. We should be starting in another 5 minutes or so. Still have a lot of people joining in.
All right, Prabhakar, are we ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, we got a good group of people here. Welcome, everyone. This is Dr. Shiva, Ayyadurai, and Dr. Prabhakar. This is our CytoSolve Symposium. I think it's our 10th one. We do these every Tuesdays on the first of the month. So Happy New Year to everyone. It's January 2025. Our views is going to be a major inflection point in human history this year. But as a public service, we share with people the foundational research CytoSolve is doing, independent of government funding, independent of big pharma. We have developed our own technology that came out of my MIT research that allows us to pursue research, groundbreaking research, molecular systems research, using a powerful technology that eliminates the need for animal testing. The important thing is this technology came out of my PhD work. We've now validated the technology in many, many major establishment papers, won awards for CytoSolve. But our intention is to use CytoSolve to benefit all humankind by focusing our efforts on multi-combination therapies from natural compounds. What that means is there's 10 to the power of 36 compounds in nature, natural compounds. Pharmaceutical companies rely on around 60,000 synthetic compounds that they try to mix and try to find stuff, and that's actually been failing. They don't have enough combinations or even any singular compounds, so they're having to move to other technology platforms, and that's what mRNA technology is all about. Now, what I just shared with you, you will never get this kind of analysis from anyone else because no one really wants to talk about even natural products in a very systems way. 99% of the wellness industry itself is corrupt. They just promote garbage. They don't really do any science. They know people are leaving the alternative, the big pharma world. So they're just capturing people through marketing and hype. So that's what makes our movement unique. So what we want to do today is we want to give you a little bit of background on CytoSolve, how we got to CytoSolve. So we're going to play a quick video on Journey to Systems. What is systems science? Why is a systems approach important? In every aspect of human existence now, you have to take a systems approach. Education is not systems-based. Even MIT, Harvard, all these educational systems are very reductionist. They teach you little courses, you go into little fields, you never know the whole. We have created an institution separate from CytoSolve with Truth, Freedom, Health, and Systems Health, which is an institution to completely train people from a systems approach. And you cannot get this knowledge anywhere else. If you think you know systems and you say, oh, I know it, I've done it, you don't. Those unconscious, incompetent people are some of the worst people that we have to deal with because they think they know it all. The work that I've done, our movement has done, is to develop a foundational way to educate people on a systems approach to everything. And this is quite profound. So we take that same systems approach into health, into understanding food, medicine, politics, everything. So today is we're going to share one of the platform solutions, which is CytoSolve. And we have decided to keep it completely independent of any of the major institutions because just like when the electric car came out, you know, people tried, or when cars have come out that can run on water, or there's some many amazing inventions that can be done. Those in power do not want these things coming out. And many of those inventions just fail and they just sit and people just moan, oh, well, we couldn't do it. But the important thing is we have our movement, which is you guys. So the distribution of our movement is direct to the people. So all of you can be part of this. So we've spent a lot of time doing research on men's health among 35 other diseases. So it is a serious service that we do, my time, Dr. Prabhakar's time, to give you this knowledge. There's no fees here. There's no, you know, give me a donation right now and then I'm going to share you this knowledge. Notice we give it freely, but we do expect you guys to jump in and help build our movement. That is the expectation. So let's begin with the molecular science of men's health. Our agenda is, first we're going to go through my journey to systems. You're going to learn what is CytoSolve. Then when we talk about men's health, we're going to give some data on the global testosterone decline. We're going to tell you where we are in our men's health initiative. There's 6 phases that we have developed into developing any solutions where we are in that. We're going to share with you what we've uncovered, the systems architecture of testosterone. We published this work. Then we're going to look at the triggers affecting testosterone decline. And then we're going to look at the potential nutrients for men's health. And then we're going to share with you what we've uncovered. You see, we're not a bunch of grifters. You're just talking about, oh, this sucks, testosterone's declining, the establishment's out to get us. Give me views and clicks. We actually have solutions. This movement develops its own solutions. To get those solutions out, it depends on you, because the major pharma guys, the major establishment is not going to get them out. So we have actually developed solutions, and we have a way that we can all participate in getting this out. So go ahead, Prabhakar, if you can play the 2 videos. Thank you. Make sure the sound is on, Prabhakar. Welcome to VA Shiva. VA Shiva is a product of my journey across East and West, science and tradition, ancient and modern, that brings you the science of systems so you can become a force for truth, freedom, health. VA Shiva is a platform of revolutionary education, community building, and weaponry for unleashing local activism. My journey to VA Shiva begins in the chaos of Bombay, where I experienced diverse religions, languages, castes, and in a small village that had no running water, no electricity, where my grandmother, a poor village farmer, practiced Siddha, an ancient system of Indian medicine over 10,000 years old. She observed one's face, the art of Samudrika Lakshanam, to understand a body's unique constitution, allowing her to deliver the right medicine for the right person at the right time. Watching my grandmother heal others, I was inspired to study medicine, but I was also aware of the corrupt caste system of India, which denigrated a human being, where my family were considered low caste untouchables, where one's birth determined one's destiny. The grit and determination of my mother and father led them to get educated and to come to America, a 1 in a trillion event. Their actions inspired me to work hard and excel. While in 9th grade, I attended New York University in a computer science program, and subsequently, at the age of 14, was given a full-time job as a research fellow at what is now known as Rutgers Medical School in the heart of Newark, New Jersey. There I investigated the system of sleep using mathematics, computer science, and biology for sudden infant death syndrome. It was there in Newark where I invented email, when I was the first to convert every feature of the physical, paper-based interoffice mail system, including inbox, outbox, memo, carbon copy, blind carbon copy, attachments, into its electronic equivalent, a system which I named email, a term that I was the first to coin. On August 30th, 1982, I was awarded the first U.S. copyright for the invention of this system, recognizing me as the inventor of email. At that time, copyright was the only way to protect software inventions. I went on to MIT, where I earned 4 degrees across multiple systems of engineering: electrical, mechanical, design, biological. That training led me to invent many other systems for advancing humankind. EchoMail, the world's first intelligent email management system. CytoSolve, a computational biology system for eliminating animal testing to discover new medicines faster, cheaper, and safer. And to the creation of a whole systems methodology for certifying clean food. These innovations led me back on a Fulbright to India, where I discovered the missing link between Eastern medicine and Western systems theory, honoring my grandmother, to develop Your Body, Your System, a powerful tool that will help you understand how your body is a system and how the inputs of food, supplements, and exercise bring your body back to its natural system state. And Systems Health, an integrative educational discipline that is now integrated into the VA Shiva platform that will enable you to learn the science of systems, the science of everything, be it your body as a system or our society and politics as a system, to reveal the foundational interrelationships between truth, freedom, health. Now is a time for you to be the light, learn the science of systems, build community, and weaponize yourself to unleash the activism necessary to deliver truth, freedom, health in your local community. Welcome to VA Shiva.
Who would have ever thought someone like me would invent email and create CytoSolve to revolutionize health for personalized and precision medicine, a system for delivering the right medicine for the right person at the right time? I was born a low caste untouchable in India's caste system, a system of aristocracy, oppression, and racism. As a child, I observed my grandmother, a poor village farmer, practice Siddha, India's oldest system of medicine, to heal local villagers by observing their face, to know their unique constitution, to deliver a unique combination of foods, healing herbs, and massage. The caste system and her abilities to heal inspired me to understand the interconnectedness of all life. My name is Dr.SHIVA Ayyadurai. I'm an MIT PhD, a Fulbright scholar, a scientist, technologist, and inventor. My family and I left India to come to America on my 7th birthday. As a 14-year-old, I began working as a full-time research fellow at Rutgers Medical School to unravel the mysteries of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, and created the world's first email system long before I ever heard of MIT. As I traversed academia over the next 3 decades, I observed self-serving academics, never solving real problems, writing grant after grant, competing for tenure, while diminishing real science and real scientists, pushing a reductionist science to destroy the scientific method. Like the blind men who never saw the whole elephant, but the parts, they delivered a dismembered view of reality. I observed Big Pharma use such reductionism, wasting billions year after year to fund research in test tubes, killing animals, and using the poor as guinea pigs for clinical testing to create products that even the FDA no longer allowed. Not only Big Pharma practiced this reductionism, but also the elites of Big Vitamin, Big Green, and Big New Age, with gurus and yogis, empowered by Hollywood celebrities, selling one supplement after another based on a cherry-picked science. All that changed in 2003 when the Human Genome Project ended, revealing that humans have the same number of genes, about 20,000, as that of a worm, giving rise to a systems biology. We realized that one-size-fits-all medicine was a failure. We realized their medicines were killing us, making today's generation's lifespan shorter than any previous generation. Obesity, heart disease, deaths from adverse reaction to drugs, confusion on what diet, what supplements, and who to believe is what they have delivered you. They push natural and organic products for your beauty and wellness, while their real solution is their plastic surgeons and Botox. We've been sold out. It's time for real science, a system science that interconnects the parts to discover truth, to know what really works, to get the health we need and deserve. This is why I created CytoSolve. CytoSolve is about truth, freedom, and health versus power, profit, and control. CytoSolve is a revolutionary technology integrating bioinformatics, computational biology, mathematical modeling, decentralization to reveal the truth. CytoSolve computes trillions of potential combinations of biomolecular interactions to discover what actually works based on the actual science. No reductionism, no cherry picking. CytoSolve's predictive modeling has been proven accurate time and time again, matching laboratory results. CytoSolve discovers synergistic combinations of compounds to maximize health and reduce toxicity. For example, we know curcumin from turmeric and resveratrol from red grapes alleviate inflammation, but how much should we combine? Current methods are hand-waving at best. Here, with CytoSolve, we first model the control condition with no curcumin and no resveratrol to simulate high inflammation with the cytokine level at 0.15 micromolar. Next, we add just 5 micromolars of curcumin. The inflammation drops to 0.05. Next, we use 5 micromolars of resveratrol and the inflammation drops from 0.15 to 0.06. But when we combine curcumin and resveratrol of 3 micromolars of curcumin and 2 micromolars of resveratrol, inflammation drops from 0.15 to 0.03, far lower, nearly 200% less than just one compound alone. That's the synergy principle of system science. We've all had enough of their fake and reductionist science. They think we'll simply keep buying their marketing, their celebrities, and their products that can never truly heal us. We don't need them. Great things come when we integrate the best of things. It's our time. It's time we delivered solutions for ourselves. It's time for truth, freedom, and health. It's time for CytoSolve. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Prabhakar, for playing those videos. Those 2 videos should give you an understanding that the systems approach is what we do here. And we welcome all of you to participate in this. For those of you who are new, join the movement for Truth, Freedom, Health. Truth, Freedom, Health is an institute. It's an educational infrastructure. It's technology. It's people. But most importantly, we believe in face-to-face human interactions getting on the ground. I'll talk more about Truth, Freedom, Health next, but what we've provided, just like CytoSolve and email and all those other things that I've worked on, Truth, Freedom, Health itself is an innovation, but it's a educational innovation. It's a change agent innovation. So get involved. Go to truthfromhealth.com next and become a warrior scholar. Every Thursdays, Dr. Prabhakar will put this link up. We have one coming this Thursday at 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. We host meetings globally for people to understand what's going on. Most importantly, we recognize that we need to build a bottoms-up movement. A lot of people hear the word movement. They fully don't get it. Even people who come a lot because they don't really study. A movement is you getting off the plantation and deciding that you need to individually want to save yourself and then work collectively with other people. It's a very, very complex concept, but it's a very simple reality. So join us, become a warrior scholar. Next. We teach people to think, fight, and heal. As a part of that, next, we have these 3 platforms we've created. Truth from Health for training leaders. We just had our a big leadership event. About 60 of our leaders were acknowledged for all their incredible work globally. Awards were given out, but we have quite an amazing set of people. Most importantly, our movement is by the working people for the working people. It's people who are either worked and they're retired, people currently work, mothers, fathers who take care of families. We don't really want grifters in any of our leadership or people who just tweet all day and sit in their mama and papa's home, don't even know how to vacuum or broom or do anything. And there are people like that, by the way. It's quite amazing. We have the CytoSolve Institute, which is every other Fridays. You can learn. We have created an entire institution. Prabhakar, can you go to new.systemself.com very briefly? Our new website's about to launch on this, but this is an institution that I created in 2010. But we're creating a whole new vocation of systems health educators. Some of you may know, but health education is a field. It started in 1937. With our systems knowledge, we've created an entire program like any other institution. We're going head on head with Harvard, MIT, Yale, all of these guys, but we have a systems-based health education program. Go down, and our goal is to create about an army of 1,000 systems health educators. It's a very rigorous program. I teach directly. We have online courses, and we have live in-person courses. We do those every other month. We have 3 coming up: Systems Anatomy, Your Body, Your System. But we also teach people, once they go through this program, how to run their own health education business so they can be sustainable and get this movement out there. So thanks, Prabhakar. But systems health itself is a whole nother thing. So every other Fridays, we have lots and lots of people in our movement who want to change careers, who really want to help people. But today we're going to talk about CytoSolve. Next, CytoSolve, as Dr. Prabhakar shared in that video, is a very profound solution. But you notice we have these 3 other platforms: the Clean Food Certification Program, Systems Health, and CytoSolve. Next, and each one of those we do, and these are actual real solutions. Next, but today when we talk about CytoSolve, we want to walk you through next. The fact is that CytoSolve, Dr. Prabhakar just played the video for you. Next, we have our innovation process, and we're going to walk you through this relative to men's health. But at a very high level, we've innovated our own innovation process. First, we look at all the science out there and we understand the architecture of a particular disease, next, or particular ailment, next. And then we publish it, because if we don't publish it out even in the swarm's journals, they use that to attack us. So we figured out, because of the quality of work we do, they can't stop our publications from coming out. Next. Then what we do is we take all that knowledge and we, without killing animals, with the power of CytoSolve, we're able to compute the molecular interactions. Next. And then using that, we're able to do screening of compounds. We're going to walk you through, we went through about 150 different potential compounds for men's health. We whittled it down to 35, and we'll show you 3 formulations we've come to, which have just received patent protection. Next. And then we discover, and then we manufacture. We never thought we'd be doing all these, but we were forced to do all of them and vertically integrate. Next. So, for example, we have about 35 major diseases we're doing. as a movement, we have people, so we want to shatter diabetes, we want to shatter ALS, we want to shatter dengue, we want to shatter, osteoarthritis, like we want to shatter the swarm. But think about what you're looking at here. None of this was funded by the government. None of this was funded by MIT. This was all funded by ourselves. We are doing the work of billions of dollars of healthcare funding for pennies using CytoSolve. Just want you to consider that. Okay? We are a revolutionary movement, but to get these solutions out, you can fund them, you can support them, and you can be part of it. So the reason we do these symposiums is to give you like a research update. 99.999% of the pharmaceutical companies won't do that. They hide everything. MIT won't do it. Professors won't do it because they're all jealous of sharing the knowledge. We share with you what we're doing. So you can say, wow, let me jump in and be part of it. So I don't want you to just sit there and be entertained by today's talk, but I want you to think about, how can I help? Everyone in our movement serves. We're here to serve life. So think about, as we're going, what can I do? How can I help? Or I'm just going to be a consumer parasite of information all day, which I don't think is a very good way to live as a human being. Next. So we'll walk you through one of the products we went end to end. So we are right now going to create we're in the midst of creating a solution for men's health. We have just finished the discovery and patents, and we're about to go into manufacturing. Next. So as you know, MV25 is a product that we created through this process. Next, we'll walk you through what we did, and Dr. Prabhakar will play a quick video on that. But in 2017 and 19, we mapped out all the molecular pathways of osteoarthritis. There's about 100,000. And we open sourced that. We gave that away to the public. Then we published it. And then we worked with 3 of the leading osteoarthritis surgeons in the world. And then we modeled it. And then we went through many, many compounds in nature, did trillions of computations. And these are some of the natural foods you can eat where they have, small levels of these compounds. And then we computed them using CytoSolve. No animals were killed. And then we discovered specific combinations that affect multiple molecular pathways. Next, and then we had never done this before. It took us many years to learn how to get the patent protection because Amazon just steals anything you do. Jeff Bezos is a fucking crook. He just steals what you make, and then they relabel it as their product. And many of the companies out there creating wellness products actually don't do really science. It's all marketing, so they don't even care people steal their stuff. It's all just pummeling marketing. So we have a United States patent on a synergistic combination of 2 ingredients which have a 5x, 10x improvement than taking them alone. So we figured out the right dosage. This is we're very proud of this. Again, done with little to no funding. Okay. Then we went and produced it. And this is how you guys can help. The guy who produced this for us, we did it locally in Michigan. The ingredients come organic ingredients. A wonderful guy who supported our campaign. His family's been in the industry for nearly 3 generations, and they produced it for us, and they're a big support of our movement. We want people who support us being part of our ecosystem, because you can't really trust people if they don't get what we're doing. They could adulterate our stuff, okay? So this product is done end to end by us, for the people, by the people. Prabhakar, just play a quick video on what MV25 is. As you guys are listening to this, buy MV25. Decide to be a reseller. It's a way that you can support us. But this is revolutionary technology, all done by we the people, bottoms up, without any government or big pharma support.
Millions of people suffer every day from painful discomfort and swelling, but most pain medications come with harsh side effects, and many alternative supplements have little scientific backing. That's why we at CytoSolve created MV25. MV25 was formulated using the CytoSolve Computational Systems Biology Platform, a technology for precision and personalized health invented by Dr.SHIVA during his doctoral research at MIT. This formulation is the result of computing trillions of potential combinations of biomolecular interactions derived from thousands of peer-reviewed scientific papers published across 4 decades by 68 research institutions to discover an optimal synergy of compounds that downregulate biomarkers of discomfort and normal swelling.
Hi, I'm Barbara Ann. My hands would cramp up so that I couldn't hold cards or knit or crochet, and they would go like that. And I'd have to use this when I played cards with my grandkids, and I started taking that MV25. After a bit, I was able to hold cards in my hand, very, very little cramping, hardly at all anymore. MV25.
Hi, my name is Sandy. I'm a Taekwondo instructor. I tore my ACL during Taekwondo. I had a lot of pain and limited mobility. I've been taking the MV25 for about 6 months now. After the first week, I noticed a big difference. After the second week, almost literally no pain.
My name is Jeremy, and I suffer from a lower back problem. Hurt my back at work years ago, and I can go to the chiropractor, do all kinds of different things, and nothing seems to help. And I decided to try MV25. I didn't notice a difference immediately, but within a few days, the pain went away, and it stayed away. I've continued to take it, and even when I do things that I shouldn't do, it seems to go away a lot quicker than it ever did before.
MV25 is certified clean, 100% non-GMO, made in America, and GMP certified for good manufacturing practices. MV25 is CytoSolve optimized, which means that this formula has been engineered to maximize benefits while minimizing toxicity based on current research curated by CytoSolve. As the science advances, so will this formulation. This is our promise. Order online at mv25.life. Consult your doctor before taking any supplement or medication and use as directed. MV25.
All right, great. So you guys have gotten all the background. You know what CytoSolve is. You know what we're capable of doing. Next, let's go right into men's health. By the way, you can go to mv25.life. It's one way you can support it. All those proceeds go right back into research. We've also created an incredible product for pets, K9701. All that stuff goes right back into CytoSolve research. Most recently, we went and analyzed the ancient systems of Siddha, which is a 10, 20,000-year-old system of medicine, and we've developed 7 functional teas, and we'll talk more about this, but these teas next are, there's a joint tea, so building protocols, digest tea, breathe for breathing, tranquility for sleep, for detoxing the body, for women, and immune system, which is core. Now, all of these teas, we're integrating East and West. We've looked at all the herbs. We understand their origin. By the way, we only do small batches, 200 at a time. The herbs are indigenously, most of them from the forests from India. They're sustainable. They're wild-crafted herbs. So we did them in small batches. These are certified clean, but end to end, they're being done by us. So you can support yourself and CytoSolve by getting involved and buying the teas, or even talk about if you want to be a distributor. Next. Let's talk now. Yeah, so you guys will talk more about this, but buy our products, fund our research, become an affiliate. Again, think about, we're talking about the National Institute of Health or many of these research foundations. You can't directly interact with the researchers. You have no ability to affect research. You do with what we're doing. We are the truth side, the science side. We are ourselves a research movement. If some of you want to start your own grassroots campaign to go solve, we have a major paper on ALS coming out. We did that on our own. We can actually start creating a solution. We need support and funding. You guys can run walkathons to support CytoSolve research. By the people, for the people, and you know exactly where your money's going. Next. So let's talk about, that was the background to really give you the immense amount of infrastructure they put together. But again, Happy New Year to everyone. Those of you joining, welcome. So with that background, we're going to now talk about what's going on with testosterone decline. What have we done? We're not just sitting here tweeting away, oh my God, men's whatever, testosterone declining, this is happening, that's happening. Look at all the conspiracy. No, we actually have a solution. We're using this technology that came out of my work, using the technology that we own, using the technology that runs in our own data center, and we have created the first systems architecture of testosterone. We're going to share with you that knowledge. We have understood the triggers that affect testosterone decline. And now we have understood potential nutrients, and we've actually formulated 3 major formulations. Next. So 13 million people, this is just in the US alone, suffer from low testosterone. Next. And globally, you can see the numbers are decreasing, significant decrease in testosterone. This is from the mean from 1999 to 2000. And these are people in their, the 3 bars that you see are 15 to 19-year-olds, 20 to 29, and 30 to 39. So if you look at the, the 20 to 29-year-olds, you're looking at 600 plus, and it's dropped to 500 less. So that's nearly about a 20% drop in testosterone among young males. Similarly, you look at the people.
Usually, the age is a factor where you see natural decline in the testosterone levels, but as you can see, these are young people. At the 30 to the oldest person here is 40 years old, but even for that category, there's a significant decline. Even people as young as 15 to 19 years old, there's a decline from 600 to almost 450. So there's a kind of an epidemic of low levels going on.
Yeah, that's almost a 30% decline. And that's just, and I think, Prabhakar, if you took this graph back to the 1940s, it would be even very different.
Right.
So I just want people to understand this. So this is the manifest problem that you're seeing. Go ahead, Prabhakar.
So this is data that goes back all the way to 1950s up to 2020, and this is it's tracking the levels of testosterone across different geographic locations. So each of these lines represent a geographic location, or basically continent, part of the continent. At present, most of these the data says that most of these the levels across the globe are declining. So there were, if you compare it with the data from 1950s all the way up to 2020, there is a decline. So there are periods in places like sub-Saharan Africa or Middle East and North Africa. There were increases in testosterone that kind of coincided with the population increase, but even those places have suffered a decline in testosterone levels in the recent years.
Yeah, Prabhakar, what's interesting is when you look at, is that Middle East, sub-Saharan, where it went massively up and then it came down?
Right.
It went from 130% down to 80%.
Right.
If you look at that decline.
So if you look at Europe and Central Asia, I mean, there's been a decline since 1950s. I mean, there was that decline was stemmed during the 70s, but it came back, and it's again, it's the continent with the lowest testosterone levels right now, and that actually shows up in the growth of population as well. We have Europe and Central Asia, the population is on decline, whereas the other continents, even though it was increasing, but right now it is either stabilizing or it is decreasing. Especially
and if you draw a line, Prabhakar, right around 1965, 1970, is sort of, that's sort of the major point, right? Yeah. When a lot of this stuff happens, and people need to understand the 1970s, when globally, particularly in the United States, there's massive consolidation of pharma, healthcare. Every industry went under consolidation. And as we've talked about in our movement, this is why all of you here, don't just be a consumer of this knowledge, get involved, go to truthfromhealth.com, become a warrior scholar, because what we teach in our very detailed program is that since in 1970 is when, particularly in the United States, those in power decided to destroy bottoms-up movements. And up until 1970, so this is connecting the politics. Up until 1970, there was a vibrant working class in the United States. People fought for their rights. 250 million people participated in 11,000 strikes. After 1970, there's been maybe 2 million people participating in 900 strikes, meaning fighting bottoms-up movements. And this is by design. They do not want people building bottoms-up movements. And you can see the biology of it right here. Thanks, Prabhakar. Next.
This is something that is expected with age. What we're saying is that even for people at young age, there's a strong decline. So usually the highest level of testosterone is found in people younger than 40, and it declines with age, almost half of it by the time you turn 70 or above.
Yeah, so Prabhakar, if you go back to go back 2 slides. If you go back to the slide, yeah, right there. So 440 nanomolars was what someone had when they were 70. You can see you're at that now with pretty much everyone, right? You're at the 400 range with people in all different age groups. A 19-year-old has around 440, you say, in 2015, 2016, which is, if you go to your 2 slides ahead, which is what a person in 70s had, 70-year-old. So basically a 19-year-old today has the testosterone level of a 61 to 70-year-old. I think that's what this is showing, right, Prabhakar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next. So what we have done is we have marched down through our innovation process, and we have a new company or a new initiative. We call it AndroSolve. And AndroSolve has gone through this whole process, again, funded by us, our hard work, our sweat. We didn't go raise hundreds of millions of dollars, and that's why you guys should get involved. And we have now uncovered a combination of natural compounds, which has a significant effect on increasing free-form testosterone, and it's all food-based compounds. Next. So let's begin by, first of all, understanding what is men's health, which means, like, how do you define low testosterone at the biological level? And what we have uncovered is that there are about 11 different, and there could be more, different things that affect testosterone. Obviously, age. As you age, your testosterone has a drop. But as you're noticing that the testosterone is dropping independent of age. So why? Well, obesity. 50% of the adults in the world in the next 7 years are going to be obese. 4+ billion people. Chronic illnesses, diabetes, heart disease, kidney disease, testicular injury or cancer, which is actually, physical, something physical that occurs, or trauma. Medications, and there's an infinite list of these: corticosteroids, opioids, chemotherapy. The other is low thyroid function. The thyroid is in many ways a central controller of your endocrine system. Vitamin A, iodine are key for thyroid function. Pituitary gland disorders, smoking, alcoholism, sleep. And we'll show you, when we show you the biology, why many of these things affect it. And more recently, what we found is microplastics. Next. What's the system's biology? How does this all work? Well, first of all, in the natural process, there's some stimulus that occurs. And your hypothalamus in that model releases GnRH, which is called gonadotropin releasing hormone. And that's released by the hypothalamus by stimulus. By the way, when you have, in a stressful situation, the hypothalamus also, through a series of releases cortisol, okay? But in this case, you're stimulated somehow. And that stimulus releases GnRH. Next. The release of GnRH by the hypothalamus activates your pituitary gland to release FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone, LH, okay? Those 2 hormones traverse across to your testes. The testes they induce the Leydig cells, which are in your testicles, to produce testosterone. So that is one way your body produces testosterone. Next. The other way that we also need to consider is, and 90% is produced by the Leydig cells, but the other 10% are coming from your adrenal glands. They also produce a small amount. Now, the adrenal glands, if they're not functioning well, number one reason they don't function well with stress. Chronic stress shuts down your adrenal fatigue, which we have a epidemic of, as Dr. Prabhakar shared in obviously the European and the United States. So this is at a high level how testosterone production happens. So any interventions along that are going to reduce testosterone production. Stress being one of them, and the ability for your body to be activated by a stimulus. So you want GnRH at high levels, you want FSH, LH at the right levels, and you want testosterone at the right levels. Those are the three measures we can measure in your blood. Next. So what we have now mapped is what is the actual biology, what happens. So we know that you need to increase GnRH production, and we have mapped out all of those molecular pathways in CytoSolve. We've mapped out every little molecular reaction from the brain to the release of GnRH, which goes through your thymus, etc., and up, finally to the gonads. Then we have looked at FSH production, which occurs from the hypothalamus to the GnRH and pituitary. So there's all these chemical reactions we've mapped out. Then we have testosterone synthesis itself. So now your body has these ingredients, and it has to synthesize testosterone. And that is occurring through the Leydig cells through a series of reactions. The testes, the Sertoli cells, they go through a series of reactions where your body then produces testosterone, okay? So all of these have many, many, thousands of little molecular reactions, which we've mapped out in CytoSolve, computed them. But we know we want to increase GnRH, increase FSH, LH, and increase testosterone. So the green indicates you want to upregulate those. So that's the strategy here. Okay. Next. So in order to do that, we, first of all, published all of this work in Systems Architecture of Testosterone Production. Next, we took all those chemical reactions, computed, billions of different reactions, and then we started doing screening of the compound. So we're actually, in our Men's Health Initiative, we're at step 4, at least at step 4. Next, Prabhakar. So what did we screen? Well, we used what's out there, ancient literature, modern literature, and we found close to 132 different things people purport increases testosterone, DHEA, vitamin E, copper, melatonin, inositol, alpha lipoic acid, taurine. I mean, you can look at them, green coffee bean extract. So you'll see online probably a video on every one of these. Oh, eat this, buy my supplement, do this. And you don't have any idea if they work. Well, with CytoSolve, we actually can test each one of these. And what we did was, out of all of these, we reduced it down to what we saw efficacy, next, to individually to 132 ingredients down to 34 final ingredients. So now you have 34 ingredients. Each one of those ingredients themselves have 10 or hundreds of different chemical compounds. All of those compounds, and we ran through, next, through CytoSolve. And we have now uncovered, for obviously the protection of our formulations, we uncovered one formulation, and we're going to share with you the data, where we have 6 ingredients, and we figured out specific combinations of those ingredients that affect testosterone, free-form testosterone increase. And then we uncovered Testos 2, O2, that's what we call them, our code names, and Testos O3. So we have 3 different combinations of different ingredients from those 35, and we're going to share with you the data that we have. Next. So if you look at the in silico results from one of the combinations, we have the control condition, which is where your testes levels should be normal. Okay. And what we did was we identified what is low testosterone. And then when we gave our combinations, this is on the effect on testosterone increase. It had a pretty significant increase, almost a 400% increase in testosterone. That was just one combination. Next, on testosterone, if you look at the y-axis, next.
These are all the three combinations are given here. So
Oh, I'm sorry. Those are three different combinations. Sorry. Thank you,
use
Prabhakar.
different ingredients, a mixture, but we're able to produce the similar result. So in case this is again, it goes back to personalization, how we can use CytoSolve. So the ingredients in one combination may not be more effective for a particular person. So we have alternate combinations that are equally effective.
Right. So we can, using your body, your system, which is a tool in Systems Health, our Systems Health educators are going to now have access to these products to distribute them. So we're going to enable you guys, if you want to go through Systems Health, to become distributors, but also educate people how their bodies is systems. So it's not some Amway or whatever, those multi-level marketing nonsense. You guys become educators. Next. So what we did is we identified 3 molecular systems that regulate testosterone production. Now, CytoSolve initially identified those 132 ingredients. We shortlisted it to 34, and now we have in silico tested all 3 of them. Next. So where we are right now is we are right in the manufacturing phase. If Prabhakar goes back to those ingredients, the other interesting thing is, if you go back to the list of all the 132 ingredients, you'll notice that next, there are some very interesting ingredients here. Some of them you can acquire easily. Some of them are difficult to acquire. For example, something like, bull bean natalsanus or agarus bisparsporus or giant knotweed extract or guarana seed or thistle seed, right? Or orchic substance. So part of the business here is we find combinations, but maybe some of them are so expensive to get, you can't make it feasible for people to use it. So our optimization technology allows us to find ingredients which are also accessible. You see, maca root, for example, is reasonably accessible, right? Or ashwagandha. But if we have to mix certain ingredients and the expense of them by pound is so expensive, it's not going to make it easy for you guys or the citizens of the world to have access to them. So we also take that into account when we're doing these formulations. Is it accessible? Can we get it organically? Is it non-GMO? All those important things. Next, Prabhakar, if we can go back. So the net of it is, oops, go back, previous slide. Oops, I'm not sure where you are. Yeah. The net of it is we have understood the biology at a high level. We've understood the chemistry at a physical chemistry level. We've computed all of these molecular pathways, and we actually are on the verge of a major product, okay? That can be distributed. The issue is, how do we get it out there? How do we finish this up? Well, to produce products, you have to have a certain volume of people who want them, right? You have to have funding. So that's why it's important to recognize that the way we fund all of our effort is it's an ecosystem. We do education. You guys buy our educational programs. We sell our products. So we have created our own ecosystem. We're not waiting for Donald fucking Trump to support us or Booby fucking Kennedy. None of these people, okay? They're all part of the swarm. They still want to keep the big pharma engine going. So we've created a parallel infrastructure. So how can you help? Number one, the first thing you guys can do is you can buy the products, because we just put it right back into funding. Next is you can go to mv25.life, buy K9701, buy the teas. Also become distributors of the teas. Fund the research. We are fundamentally supporting systems-based medicine, indigenous medicines. We don't want to do animal testing. There's no reason for it. If you want to fight racism and you support our research, you want to stop animal testing, you can give money to PETA, but we're actually doing the work PETA should be supporting us all the way. Next. But because we're probably not, we're anti-Zionist, there's probably a lot of Zionists at PETA who won't support us. You have all these conflicting areas. The other thing is, there's a collusion in science. This is a collusion. Big government, big academia, big publishers, big pharma. You have Vivek the Snake, who basically made money making up fake drugs, and he's part of Booby fucking Kennedy's team. You can't trust these guys. We are breaking up this entire incestuous web. That's why you need to fund our research. Next. Go to vashiva.com, open science, give $1, $2, run fundraisers, become a Truth from Health Warrior Scholar. There's many ways you can fund yourselves and us for you to save yourself. Next. You can go to the Open Science Institute, support different initiatives, support the Men's Health Initiative. I know there's men and women on this call. If you want to support men's health, this is something you guys can do. Next. We have AndroSolve is a spin-out company. You can invest in it. If you're interested in that, let us know. Dr. Prabhakar is going to put up a bunch of links. Next. You can also go to the International Center for Integrative Systems, which is our nonprofit research arm, which funds the systems architecture research. If you want to get a tax write-off, you can go fund there. If you want to make money doing it, you can invest in CytoSolve directly. It's up to you. We have multiple ways that you can support what we're doing. Next. Affiliate programs. Next. Become an affiliate. Resell our products. Refer people. Refer companies who want to get CytoSolve analyzed. We have the ability to look at nutraceutical products and find out if they're real or not. Many of these nutraceutical companies are afraid to put their products through our analysis because we're going to find out likely they don't do much. Next. Where can you go? Go to vashiva.com. It says contact us, customer service. Next, and you can click on affiliate and you can become an affiliate. You can make money. You can make money doing a good cause. You can be a social entrepreneur. Next. Product development. You can use CytoSolve to develop your own products. Next. You can use CytoSolve, and if you want to learn anything, Dr. Prabhakar is going to put this link up there. So if anyone wants to do a follow-up on how you can invest, how you can be affiliates, how you can be part of this, just go there. I do office hours for people who are serious. Come with a real problem, how you want to work. It's not a time to just sort of talk about random stuff, right? So kindly value my time because I'm pretty generous with it, but sometimes people just don't know how to be succinct. Next, Prabhakar. So join Truth Freedom Health. The best way, everyone here, simple ways, go to truthfreedomhealth.com. Next, become a warrior scholar, get educated or be enslaved. You're really funding yourself. The course value is worth tens of thousands of dollars. We give it away for about $100. So people at least know they're getting something. And anytime we've tried to give this stuff away, in fact, given scholarships, people don't actually finish the course, so we stopped doing that. Next. Come to our orientation. Go to vashiva.com/orientation. Come there, join us, meet other incredible people. Next. Systems Health. If you want to become a Systems Health educator, we have we do 3 live courses 6 times a year. We have our first one coming up end of January. Dr. Prabhakar will also put those links to it also. Next. Every other Fridays, we do a Systems Health education program. So you can become a Systems Health educator. It's going to be a very lucrative industry. Health education is going to grow to $270 billion. In the United States alone, it's going to grow by $7 billion this year. A lot of people want to learn what to do, but they don't have the right teachers. We're going to enable you to become a teacher. Next. Think, fight, and heal in closing. Next. Get involved. Today was a CytoSolve presentation. Come to our orientations on Truth Freedom Health. And every other Fridays, we do Systems Health. Thank you, Prabhakar. Let's open it up to questions, Q&A. So, questions on any of the things we've shared, the programs, how you can participate, men's health. In closing, we have formulated by going through all the natural, Prabhakar, I think people can chat, right? People can put, so we have people raising their hand. Yeah, so Omar and Peter Vicente are raising their hand. So on the bottom, you can click the reactions. If you're on your iPhone, there's a little heart. If you click on it, then you can click on the thing that says raise your hand. So we'll have a little timer. Dr. Prabhakar has for 1 minute. After 1 minute, we'll have to mute you. So be concise with your questions. Let's go to Omar. Go ahead, Omar.
How's it going, Dr. Shiva?
Good. Go ahead, Omar.
Yes. Is there a flyer? I'm looking at all the different sites, and is there a flyer that we could hand out that explains CytoSolve, kind of like what we do for?
Yeah. So Omar, so I know you have a meeting set. So we have a card for MV25. We don't have one for CytoSolve, but we can develop a small card. We can do that. So I know you're meeting with Dr. Prabhakar. So if you want to, I know you're also in our Systems Health program, but you can help us develop one based on what you learned. We have to make it accessible. We can easily do that this week if you're interested.
I'm interested.
Okay. So why don't we do that?
Okay.
Yeah. To give you an understanding, one of our very core leaders, Andrew, said, man, CytoSolve should be just taken everywhere. So you know how the stupid breast cancer foundation, by the way, the breast cancer foundation is a multi-billion-dollar industry. They haven't solved breast cancer. The owner of the breast cancer foundation, Susan Komen, retired with I think a $10 million pension package. And then they do all these little breast cancer walks. In our model, when we go after disease, we're going to be transparent. Hey, we did the systems architecture. Now we did the modeling. Now we did the publication. Now we did this. And we can tell people exactly where their funding goes. And we don't need billions of dollars. We need maybe hundreds of thousands, a fraction of what they use. So think about how you guys can get involved in this effort. Men, if you're listening, why don't we do a men's walk or something to support men's health and get a product out there by the people for the people? Again, action. We have the technology. We've done the work, but we need your help. Peter Vicente, go ahead. Omar, thank you, Omar. I like the way Omar thinks. Omar's thinking about action. Let's make a flyer. Let's get it out. Bottoms up.
Thank you.
Let's go to Peter Vicente. Go ahead, Peter.
Hello, Dr. Shiva. Thank you.
So what's your question, Peter? Yeah.
I'm on the step that I need to find out who my regional leader is.
Yep.
I'm going to trust the group right here. I put New Jersey because that's New Jersey, right? But I'm an international traveler, so I'm outside the country. My community right now is right here, Spain. So I'm
okay.
The right person.
Yeah. So Dr. Prabhakar, let me bring actually Noel up. Is Noel here? I think
Noel gave me a whole hour yesterday. So I promised that I would do it directly with you right now.
Yeah. So
Noel's not in Spain. I need someone in Spain, or it's me.
Yeah. So Peter, the two things you can do is, first is you should become a warrior scholar.
I am. I'm on the course.
Yeah, let me finish. Number two, you should connect with two of our European leaders.
Okay.
And Noel will get you their information. One is Karel Bekvar, and the other person is Anna Hipaka. Anna leads all of Europe for us. Anna Hipaka. Okay.
Okay.
And they will connect you, but I think your journey should be to go through the warrior course and then apply for leadership, because we need someone in Spain. And you could help us there. Obviously, I assume you speak Spanish, right?
Perfectamente, pero también hablo gallego. I want to ask about local languages, how you handle that.
So we have converted Shatter the Swarm into Spanish. So, and there's a card for it. Prabhakar, if you go to vashiva.com/cards, you will see it. Not only did we convert the card, but we also redid the entire video, me speaking Spanish. Okay?
Great.
So you can download those and start doing that. So as Dr. Prabhakar is saying, vashiva.com. So this is the card. You can download it. By the way, as Dr. Prabhakar scrolling through, actually, Prabhakar, go to the top. You know, we have distributed probably close to 20 million of these cards right now. It's got our branding, Save Yourself, next. And as we're discussing this, look, why are we doing CytoSolve? Cost of living is going up and lifespan's coming down. The swarm wants to destroy people's lives. They don't want human beings. This is why AI and robots is moving at such an explosive path. This is why they're dumbing down people. This is why in New Jersey, Peter, they're telling teachers they don't need to get literacy tests. This is all by design.
I just saw that.
Yeah, it's by design. It's not like, oh my God, This
No, I'm
is
in
happening.
summer.
Yeah, it's all by design. So anyway, Noel will connect you. He'll send you an email shortly. Okay.
Good.
Good. Good to have you, Peter.
Well, but one other like one part of this question, because I want to get going, right? So the two people, okay, Noel handle that. Do I have liberty around the brand to create my own flyer, my own card, or whatever on the front end?
No,
Okay.
you have to run that through because we want to protect our brand integrity.
Of
So if
course.
you want to do it, we
Yes.
can work together, and you should work with Anna and Carell, and they'll help you with
Great,
that.
great.
Because we have an entire media team that obviously, Kennedy, we're probably gonna have to assume he tried to steal Truth Freedom Health. That's what it.
Okay.
All right. So we want to make sure our brand is protected.
I totally understand that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I think there it is. Now, good. So now let's speak to European leaders. Thank you, Dr. Shiva. I'm enjoying
Yeah, good to have you. Thank you. Thanks for your questions. Yep. All right. That was Peter Vicente from Spain. Let's go to Alnur Pardan. Alnur, go ahead. Alnur, can you unmute, please?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Alnur, where are you from and what's your question?
Oh, so I'm from Canada. Thank you very much for the education you're providing. I don't know if this is the right place to ask the question or not, but I'm looking for information on brain MRIs associated with mold. Is this the right place to ask this question?
I think the way we handle that is brain MRIs associated with mold. So we get people asking specific health questions on personal ways on how to help that. So this is not the place for it. However, what you can do, and we've thought about this, maybe there's ideas from the community here. People sometimes in these meetings want me to go on a certain topic. Noel, I think, has some thoughts on that, how to structure that, so my time is used effectively and I can actually help you. So what I suggest is you connect with Noel, okay? I'm going to make Noel a co-host here. Noel, can you, on Zoom, Prabhakar, can you make Noel a co-host, please? Prabhakar?
Yeah.
Noel A. And so what I suggest you reach out to Noel and we'll figure out how to specifically help you with that. So what is it exactly you need?
Okay, thank you so much. Is Noel part of CytoSolve?
Yep. Well, Noel helps. Look, our movement is all it's all volunteer. So Noel's helped out in a number of ways.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for your help.
Yep. Thank you. All right, let's go over to Ann Stern from North Carolina. Go ahead, Ann.
Hello. My question is about timing. I'm excited about this product as well as the Relax one that you had a seminar on before Christmas. Can you tell us when they might be available for purchase?
Yeah, so the men's health one is both of them are in the midst of figuring out the ingredients and getting the manufacturing set up. So we're looking at probably 90 days, okay? So the end of this quarter, that's what we're looking at. And which one are you most interested in, the relaxation?
Well, that's for myself, but
yeah.
I have lots of young people around me and they're having trouble conceiving, so.
Yeah, so one of the areas is on one of the products we already have for relaxation is the tea, Tranquility, okay? And Prabhakar, can you, as I called them out, can you first of all put the Calendly link for people, what they want, number one? The orientation link.
Yep.
The link to the shop where they can get the teas, the link to where they can get K9701 separately, the link to MV25. But Anne, the Tranquility is something you could use right now, okay?
I will order it.
Yeah, what we're going to do, Anne, is we're going to come up with protocols. And that's why the Systems Health Education protocol, like, for example, men's health, it will be a tea, it'll be the supplement plus specific food lifestyles tuned to the particular body type of the individual. That's what we're going after. Once we put these together, and our goal is to have our own army of systems health educators who'll help the individual say, okay, this is what your body type is, this is where you're off, and this is the right protocol for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, very excited about that.
Yeah, so we want to, and it's all educational. We're not going to compete with big pharma. We're not going to compete with the medical industry. We're just going to use our knowledge to educate people. When we go into their realm, we can never win there. So our goal is, this is what we discovered. This is how this works. Here's a molecular systems analysis of it. So we share that, and if people want to participate in that solution, they can. But Anne, what do you do for a living down there?
I am retired currently, and I just got myself through the little education program yesterday, so now I can do the Your Body, Your System reports.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. So you should connect with Noel. Also, if you're interested in, by the way, anyone interested in systems health can contact Noel. We're having a Friday event coming end of this month. We have 3 online programs that that are part of the Master's Health certification we're doing. So what's really exciting for me and the whole community here is 2025 is going to be an amazing year, because as you notice, the left has left, which means there is no opposition to the right wing anymore, or whatever you want to call them. The swarm is united into one behemoth who wants to basically make the world a technocratic Zionist state. And our movement is the only opposition to that. And the way we win is never fighting on their battleground, but going bottoms up. We want to find people who want to save themselves, giving them very powerful systems-based education. Their education is faulty at the heart of it. It's all reductionist. So we know we're going to win. It's just a matter of time, Anne, finding good people. And our movement has people who worked hard, like yourself, Anne, retired people. People are currently working. People have families. So the reason I asked that, Anne, is if any one of you has skills, you can do stuff. You can do carpentry. You can do writing. You can do selling. You can. We are setting up a service exchange program where we're going to value the knowledge we share at what they would be in the marketplace, and then we're going to give people scholarships, and then you can help us. It's going to be help us, help you. We all do this together. Recently, we had just a wonderful guy, Daniel Zambrano, who's in Chicago. He's an architect. He's a civil engineer. He's getting a scholarship for systems health, and he's going to help us in our center here in Cambridge. He's going to do the architecture for us. So you can offer services. We have another guy, Colin, who's down in Florida. He's a carpenter. He's going to come up here with his campus, and we need some work done. And in return, as a service, he's going to get a significant service scholarship for the Systems Health program. So we want to make this by the people, for the people. We're doing a completely different paradigm, guys. Completely different. So think about this. Your help is going to fund research directly. And out of that research, we're going to get products which you guys can help distribute. Think about that. Totally different paradigm. By the people, for the people. So, Anne, good to have you. But if you have any skills, Anne, we have, by the way, Anne, are you connected with Sonia down in North Carolina?
I am.
Okay, great. Great. Thank you, Anne. Good to have you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? By the way, anyone of you here who has skills, ways that you want to help, put it in the chat to Dr. Prabhakar directly, or you're in different parts of the country. You can help us in many, many ways. Okay, Prabhakar, Dr. Prabhakar, thank you very much for helping me host this. Thank you, Noel. Noel, do you want to say anything? I think you've put your information there. We put a bunch of links there. But we look forward to all of you getting involved. 2025 is going to be a great year. It's going to be an inflection point. And by the way, don't get paranoid what they're going to do. It doesn't matter what the swarm is going to do. They'll do what they want to do. It matters what we want to do. Amit Gautam, last question as we check out. Go ahead, Amit.
Hi, Dr. Shiva. I've just a couple of quick questions, actually. One is that do you need licensing to be a practitioner for the systems health or for being an educator in India? Do you need any sort of license to do that? That's one. And two is scalable is this business model? If you become a practitioner and then you're doing these you're doing the modeling on your body, your website, and then you then providing solutions for your products to fix people's health or improve their health, then how scalable is this business model? Is any practitioner actually done well, like from a
Yeah, first of all, have you
yeah.
come to the System Cell tutorial, Amit? Because have you come to those?
I think I'll come to the next one. Yeah.
You come to the next one. We'll answer all those questions. But
okay.
Briefly, we are not in the medical business. We're in the education business, number one. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
We are educating people how the body is a system. And as a part of that, it is up to, we make it very clear, we don't want to be medical practitioners. We're health educators. So health education does not need a license, okay? However, you may want to get certain licensure. In fact, we have various, like, for example, I've taught this at Harvard Medical School, right? Harvard Medical School gave credits to anyone who took the CytoSolve program, okay? MIT students have gone through the program. They got credits for it, okay? So it's at that quality, to answer your question. Scalability-wise, this is infinitely scalable. During 2012 to 2016, when I first did Systems Health, we put about 2,000 doctors through it. They have used the platform to help other people. And then when I started running for politics, we put it on hold. So it's really up to your effort, but I suggest you come to the Systems Health tutorial. I think there's one, not this Friday, the following Friday, Amit, and you get all those questions answered. When we roll it out, there's three parts in Systems Health. One is the education piece, and you can just take education that's it. Then we have the practitioner piece where we have the portal that you can use to help others. And then third, we have the business development program where we're actually training people how to actually build a health education business. So there's three parts. It's not just, here's a degree, bye-bye, put the degree in your closet,
Okay. And just one last thing. How can I help with CytoSolve? Because I'm already trying to help with a couple of other things as well. But yeah, if I find time
Amit, I think one of the ways you can help is, I think India is going to be perfect to roll out Systems Health, and you and Noel should connect on that, okay? Because if you look at those teas are things that Systems Health educators can resell. Do you know those teas are all made in India, Amit?
Okay.
They're all made in India. I mean,
which part of India?
They're the herbs are coming from parts of Andhra, Kerala, right? South, etc. But we manufacture them in Chennai, and we do them in very small batches. So bottom line is, it's unfortunate that out of all the 8 billion people, Amit is one of the few Indians on this call. So Amit, you're one of the 8 billion, one of the 1.6 billion who actually has a brain on their head, in my view. Okay. But Indians should be all flocking to this. But more and more Indians are going the other way, right? They're waiting for Ozempic. They love to take the vaccine. They love to do all Western medicine. In Indian villages, people, if they don't get a needle given to them, they think the doctor is an idiot. So Indians are moving to the West, and the East and Westerners are moving to the East. So, however, in India, among the middle class, there's an explosive growth for organic food right now. And those things. So Amit, I think you can help essentially go full circle. The guy who came from India went to MIT, is now bringing back solutions back to India. So we should seriously talk about you getting involved in Systems Health and then helping rolling Systems Health out, throughout India.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100%. I mean, I think health is so crucial, and I think it's a huge business opportunity as well, as you keep saying.
It's a big business. By the way, if you look at in India today, which is that magazine, 10 years ago they had 2 young kids, 11 years old, each 300 pounds each, walking down the street, and they were saying the obesity epidemic in India. So and the Western big pharma media loves this. They're looking at stents. They're looking at Ozempic. They're looking at every diabetes you're going to have about probably 400 million people on diabetes in India.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
we have identified 21 different kinds of diabetes using CytoSolve and Systems Health, and we're coming up with the personalized solutions where we will identify the kind of diabetes and then give people the particular solution, a lifestyle solution. So what we need, Amit, is we need people on the ground now getting educated, because by the time you go try to work with the medical community, convince all this assholes, it's not going to go anywhere. We just go direct, man.
yeah, absolutely. The only thing is, you got to have credibility because
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Stop. We have infinite credibility. You have
no,
an
as
MIT
in,
PhD. Oh, no, stop.
no, you
No,
do,
stop,
but
stop,
if somebody
stop.
like me,
No, but
if I'm pouring,
yeah, but stop.
Okay.
What credibility does an MD have? They have the credibility because people think that MD has credibility. Our credibility comes from the fact that people know over the last 5 years that Dr. Shiva always told the truth at the right time, at the right place. So that name has infinite credibility. People know Truth Freedom Health. Our movement has credibility. Systems Health was taught at MIT, and people who graduate from our institution, you have credibility. You take the credibility. You understand, Amit? You say, okay, look, I have had Harvard professors go through our course, okay? So you don't have to wait for credibility. We already assert our credibility. You got what I'm saying? It's a mindset. We've done the papers, we've done the research, we've done the courses. We have 20 years of credibility showing that this was taught at all these major institutions. So you just assert it. You will get a certification. We give people a formal certification. We give people support, mentoring, and ultimately the proof is in the pudding, because you can take our program or you can do their program. So we have to build this bottoms up movement, Amit. Let go of a lot of the insecurities of the credibility, okay?
Okay.
We have our credibility. We've done it. I mean, we have credit. I mean, if you look at the papers we've published, I don't know if you know Nature, it's published in major journals in the world. The education you're getting is from an MIT PhD. There's 4,000 MIT PhDs in the world. You can tell people to fuck off if they say you don't have credibility. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Seriously.
And
so I'm being very serious about this because we have to recognize that all the knowledge that we have here has been taught at the biggest institutions in the world, but I am simply choosing not to use their brand equity anymore. You follow what I'm saying? If you were to come to MIT and you took the course, you can say, oh, I took it at MIT, but you still got it from me, right? The difference is we're doing it through our own institutions. We're creating our own brand equity. Why do we want to give our brand up to them? So
fair point. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Omar, go ahead.
I just wanted to add something real quick, Dr. Shiva. I know you got to go. But, just as an example, I brought up the immune system on what I've been taught by you to my son's pediatric doctor, and he couldn't even fathom of what I was talking about.
Because you know how many hours they get on the immune system in medical school? Maybe 5 hours. So I'll give you another example. During COVID, I went to an event I was asked to speak at. And outside of the event, there were a bunch of people. And guy says, "Oh, Dr. Shiva, you got to meet this guy. He's the head of some department of Harvard Medical School." And I was just about to give this talk on the immune system. And he goes, "Oh, you're not one of those anti-vaxxers, are you?" I go, "No." I said, "This is about not pro or anti-vaccine. This is about the immune system." He goes, "Well, I'm the head of blah, blah, blah." I go, "Well, you don't know shit about the immune system. You didn't learn that." He goes, "How dare you speak to me? I'm the head of a department of Harvard." I said, "I don't give a fuck who you are." I said, "You didn't study the immune system from an engineering perspective." I did. So you don't know what you're talking about. So you have to understand the education that they get is reductionist. The education that I teach you is from a systems-based approach. So you have to say, look, I can educate you. And that's why we're creating our certification programs from Systems Health. So you get the certification. So you get the quote unquote degree. okay? Now, we don't want to be accredited by their institutions. We assert our credibility by the fact that they don't know that the immune system has multiple components to it. And what did they did during COVID, right? So that's why it's very important for you guys to understand that we at the root of our education is system science. MIT, including MIT, attempted to do a system science institution in 2003. And what ended up happening was all the other professors at MIT ganged up and they shut down this institution because they don't make money. No. If it's systems, if it's systems based, you see, there's a money to be made in being reductionist. Anyway, Omar, we'll talk more about this, but this is why it's really important that we get educators out there. You guys get certified through our program, and we just start helping people directly, educationally. We're not competing with the medical industry. We're in the health education space. All right, everyone, thank you. I have to go. As you can hear, I have some pups here who want to go, but I appreciate your coming. Noel, put the link also for the CytoSolve tutorial. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Be
Dr.
well.
Shiva.
Have a good day. Just remember, we're part of an amazing movement here. We have solutions, and you guys will be the distributors of those solutions. This is hands-on, okay? Get involved. Thank you. Get educated, get involved. Be the light. Thank you. Be well. Prabhakar, I'm going to assign it to you if you need to get anything else, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Dr. Prabhakar, if I could just add one thing.
Go ahead, Noel.
I've added my phone number for those who want to connect. Please text me with your name just so I know and keep track of who you are. I've added my phone number in the chat, so please follow through there and then we can connect offline, okay? Thank you very much. Dr. Prabhakar, thank you so much for your input. Thanks.
All right. You're welcome. So for those who are interested in revisiting what we just went over, we will be uploading this video hopefully by tomorrow, and I'm going to put the link where we do that in the chat. This is where you can also find the previous symposiums in case anyone is interested. So I have posted this for everyone. Peter, did you still have any questions? I think you should be able to.
Now, can you hear me now? Yes.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hi. How do you say your name?
Prabhakar.
Prabhakar. I don't see you. I don't see an image of you. I don't see you.
I am under the CytoSolve Inc.
So you look exactly like Dr. Shiva. Sorry. It is confusing. Okay.
Yeah.
So great. So who are you?
So I work with Dr. Shiva on CytoSolve. My majority of my time is spent at CytoSolve. I oversee the research and development activities at CytoSolve.
Specifically CytoSolve?
Yeah.
Peter,
Great.
we're about to close this meeting. Is the
That's great.
question pertaining to CytoSolve?
Noel, with all due respect, here's my video. Here I am. I expect transparency from everybody. There you go. I'm not going to back up on that. Here I am. We should present ourselves. It's only fair. I can't look at two pictures of Dr. Shiva and hear somebody talking. Well, that was a respect to Dr. Prabhakar, to respect who he is. I want to know who I'm talking to. That's it.
Thank you, Peter.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll be closing this meeting.